Hello again. Today I would like to say a few words about our perception of the conditional sentences, conditional structures, because we observe quite often not only Polish or German, French, and other learners of English use the conditional structures in ways which many would consider incorrect or substandard, but also native speakers. I would like to give you a few examples of how they often use the conditional sentences. So let's talk about the first conditional first. It's about the future, and we say, if you will do it, I will be happy. Well, this is a very good and correct sentence because the modal verb will, in this case, is synonymous with would like to, or if you'd be so kind as to do it. So, because if you say, if you do it, I will be happy, it's like very rigid prediction and could be perceived as being, a tinge of a shade of rudeness in it. But if you say, if you will do it, I will be happy, that's okay. That's okay, because will isn't there to use the future structure, but as a polite form of asking somebody to do it. But on the other hand, you hear people saying, if it will rain, we will not go for a walk. Well, that's a more problematic example because rain doesn't have a volition, a will, right? So a more accurate, grammatically accurate structure would be, if it rains. If it rains, we want to go for a walk. But you can, sometimes people, not only in poetic use, personify the weather system and say, if it will rain, but that would mean like, I would like it to rain, whether Mr. Blue Sky, like Electric Light Orchestra saying, Mr. Blue Sky, will you be so kind as to rain down raindrops of water for us? So if it will rain, in this case, would also be like ascribing volition to the weather system. Otherwise, you can't say that. It would be if it rains, if it doesn't rain. You know? And of course, we all remember, or many of us remember, the songs like Phil Collins, I wish it would rain down, I wish it would rain down. So clearly, this artist was ascribing volitional attributes to the weather system. But now let's talk about the third conditional. This is when you talk about the past. And it wasn't sunny yesterday, and that's why we didn't go to the beach, right? So if it had been sunny, the American pronunciation, been, yeah, I'm learning it from my students. If it had been sunny, we would have gone to the beach. But quite often you can hear native speakers say, if it would have been sunny, we would have gone to the beach. And this is, in fact, without ascribing volitional attributes to the weather system. So the correct form, something which is considered standard English, would be, if it had been sunny, we would have gone for a walk. Yeah? Many native speakers, however, especially across the Atlantic in the United States, say, if it would have been sunny, we would have gone for a walk. And also very educated native speakers. I have tons of native speakers, very educated PhD holders, and saying things like, if I would have met you yesterday, I would have told you. Instead of, if I had met you yesterday, I would have told you. Yeah? If the accident wouldn't have happened, instead of, if the accident hadn't happened. So to summarize this, about the third conditional, the correct form is if, now subject, if you, if it, if they had done something, right? And then I would have done something else. If it had been very rainy, we would have stayed at home. And it is not correct, it is not considered standard English to say if it would have rained. Although, as I have said, tons of native speakers do say that. So please let me tell you, if you want in a comment, what you think. Which form do you prefer? If it had rained, we wouldn't have gone for a walk, or if it would have rained, we would not have gone for a walk. In this case, in the latter case, I think we still would be ascribing some volitional aspects to the weather system. So please let me know what you think, and until then, bye-bye.